Hey there, guys, and welcome to another episode of Factorio Reddit Weekly. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me again. And as always, we're looking at the top posts for the last week on the subreddit here if you're new to the series or the channel. That's what we do, and we usually look at the first page, a little bit in the next page, make sure we don't miss anything cool that's hiding over there. And let's just go ahead and get started. So here's a rhombic lane swapper. This one's for 4 lanes, but it should work for any amount as long as it's properly expanded. So this is really cool. This is neat. Actually, a really pretty compact way to um, just swap lanes, really. I've not necessarily had a situation where I've had to do this, but if you do, this can be really good. Um, yeah, and apparently after 1.1 update, it'll be worse for UPS. It's interesting. I didn't know that. As multi-threaded belt processing for distinct belt networks and crossing with undergrounds, keeps the belt network separate where this connects all belts with each other. Ah, yeah, that's very true. Why do I keep finding fish in my green circuit line? Oh, okay, so there's fish in there. And there's inserters pulling fish out. Well, yeah, so there you go. You can have inserters fish for you then. Yep, automate everything. Oh, man. This is hilarious. I love it. Speaking of loving it, this is fantastic fan art. Abandoned Outpost by Mostly Harmless. I think Mostly Harmless has done a few other fan creation artworks, which are some of my favorite. Really, really love the vibe of this. Just the look of it, you know, overrun. We can see just like the level of pollution and stuff here, and just disarray, and it had been overrun by bugs. Um, yes, looks more like the player just backed into it while posting on Reddit. That is very true. Yeah, they ran into the power cables behind, first cutting power to lasers, then flattened a pipe so the flamethrower ran out of fuel. Squashed the requester chest, sprouting anti turrets, then panicked, jumped out of the tank to replace the power pole, and got run over by a train. Of course, I have never done this. This is me. This is literally me. Bullet casings fired from a turret make a splash when landing into water. Yeah, it's great, man. The level of detail the devs have. Same with like if you throw a grenade, then the little parts and explosions make splashes in the water. Um, Ultra realism is key in Factorio, which explains the 5 meter high behemoths walking around and the rocket silo in my pocket. Oh wait, I'm just into binders. Oh, oh my god. I saw that one coming. 10 science per minute base. So 10 science per minute, that's pretty slow. That's 1 science pack every 6 seconds. Um, this actually seems a little big for that, to be honest with you. But I could be wrong. Yellow transport only to make upgrades easy. Space for like furnace upgrades, transitions from starter base directly to in-game. Copy paste build with bots, almost self-contained power, clean electric grid, turret only defense. This seems like way more than you would need for 10 science a minute. Right? Maybe not. 10 science a minute really is really slow. Maybe they mean 100. Interesting. Very well done though. I really like these compact, like self-contained bases. I'm a big fan of those. As soon as I close my eyes at night, I see a series of belts, lots of belts. Is this normal? Yes. Welcome to Factorio. Tetris Effect. Basically happens every time you put a lot of time in a certain activity, then your brain will post-process those experiences in your dreams. Which is very true. I was recently hospitalized. Oh man, that's not good. I wish you the best. Luckily, I brought my laptop, and Factorio keeps me happy. Nice. I'm low on iron. I'm always low on iron. Anemic, but that's a separate issue. Oh my goodness. Well, at least they have Factorio to keep them busy, right? So you can play Factorio all day, and someone even makes you food. Sounds like a dream. Yeah, get well soon, of course, though. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of free time. 2 monitors are necessary to make the factory grow when you're a father. I am a huge fan of this. I am really a huge fan of this. Factorio on one monitor, and then this on the other. This looks familiar. This kid show. I'm trying to remember what this is. No, the baby's looking at the correct monitor. Yes, the baby's looking at the Factorio monitor. This did not go unnoticed by me. The baby must grow. Oh no. I'm weirdly proud of this little starter bus I built. Honestly, I don't think you should be weirdly proud. That I see many reasons to be proud of this. This is very cool. Now, one interesting thing. Oh, wait. Are they belting wires? Oh, yeah, maybe you should be weirdly proud. I'm just kidding. I mean, I would definitely, I definitely don't think belting wires is a good thing. Speaking of which, but I'm mostly joking with the criticism there. One thing is, I've never really seen much of a bus. I've never built a bus where the builds themselves kind of stagger. The reason for this is because like they're adding more lanes the farther down they go, which makes sense. That's how a bus works. But they're putting them on the side that the builds are on, so they stagger down. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. It's just really interesting, actually. I've not really seen a bus built like this that I can recall. I don't build them like this, so it's new to me. Yes. Yeah, don't put copper wires or inserters on a bus. Unless you're Zisto and doing that playthrough where he put like literally everything on a bus. I really enjoyed that playthrough of Zisto's. Tried to create a minimalist screenshot of base I made with my friend. Whatever it ended up being, I like it a lot. Damn, that's so cool. I love this. This looks like a like print, like a stamp print or something for like a computer chip. This is really cool. Yeah, circuit board. Yeah, what's the difference? Happy New Year. Here's some semi-fancy circuitry instead of fireworks. Very nice. That is definitely beyond my ability with circuits. Thanks, now I have to learn how to do this. Factorio will be like drugs. Yes. Excessive? How so? Yes. This is the way. Nuking the trees. I love it. I also like the fact that the nuke marks actually stay there and on the map. I think forever. In recent updates, this is really nice. Oh dear. When you so you have to nuke your own. Oh god. Moments from. Oh, when I was just happy, I thought this was a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Loaded with explosive rockets, naturally. Yes, of course. And the Spidertron scared me because the concrete behind it made it look like it was part of the Spidertron body, which looked really creepy. I launched my first rocket at 11:47. Happy New Year. Well, hey, congrats. Happy New Year. It's like a New Year's firework. Yeah, I wish it actually did something. Moments from a 6-year-old. Oh dear. Oh, this is great. I love it. To be fair, I'm 22 with a few hundred hours in the game. I still do like 5 of these things. See a different perspective. Yeah. I feel like each of these screenshots tell a different little story of learning the game, enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, this is like I've literally done. Oh, okay. Just not with that. I've literally done some of these things like when I first started playing, or very close. A post from V. I have reclaimed my soul from the grass of space exploration. AMA. You are insane, sir. V actually beat the game. I was talking to him a while ago about space exploration playthrough, and it sounded very long. Yes. By the way, Arendelle is the modder, the creator of space exploration. I was consistently and repeatedly surprised very positively throughout. The fact that the mod adds much more than just another 300 recipes, it adds actual meaningful and super interesting mechanics. It really stretched my brain many times. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Thoroughly impressed of the quality of the game design decisions to go on space exploration. Absolutely cannot overstate how much I appreciate that such a big mod doesn't attempt to do all the mandatory things, like adding the obvious must-haves like loaders, inserters, source, etc. Hey, well, congrats, V, for finishing this. It's awesome, dude. Here's opinion as how Factorio or how space exploration makes or works as a Factorio expansion. Going to space is probably the most obvious idea that we've indeed been considering. Overall, it definitely feels like it's trying to be an expansion, and in concept, it succeeds quite well. Though, of course, if we were to get inspired by this, the results would still be quite different. Overall, I'd say much less technology and recipes for sure. A part of having Factorio well moddable is by not adding excessive amounts of things. Yeah, some mods have the opportunity to do that. Yeah, this definitely, I completely agree. This makes sense to me what they, this is the direction that they would consider. Yeah, the pacing is really hardcore. Yeah, there's sections that take complete mental amount of brute force. You guys can read through this thread more if you want. I just don't have time for in the video here, but this is awesome. Congrats, V, for finishing this. Can look through some more. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at this. Whew. This is just, I think, part of the base too, or one planet even. Dude, these look super cool. I love the graphics in space exploration as well. They're really cool. So this is the space platform in space that is built on that you need to do for like some of the sciences and stuff. So there's 56 more images. Definitely you guys can take a look at this. Yeah, space exploration is a great mod. It was a little too much for me. I got a fair way, quite a bit into it. I'd say 3/4 of the way maybe. And then I stopped, not because I didn't like it, but just because it was kind of a bit too complicated and time consuming for me. But yeah, I thought it would be faster, but damn. Yeah. Fortunately not. 2 stack inserters next to each other, and with stack hand size 8 can fill exactly half a blue belt, leaving no gaps. Hand size 5 for red belts, because magic. That's a good tip. 2020 collection of high science density bases. Link to bases in comments. So this is high science density. So density, 1,000 science pack per minute per kilometer squared, or kilometer squared per minute. Okay. Science per minute, bot, belt. Oh, there's a really good mix of bot and belt. That's actually really cool. So I would assume over here is good. Dude, I suck with graphs. I can't read graphs to save my life. Science per minute. Oh no, this is I think this is yeah, no, never mind. I read this wrong. Okay, so yeah. Over here. I think it's good, right? So here's this stuff if you want to see it. Very cool. I like that. To all those new to Factorio. From those of us who have played for many hours and restarted many bases, we love hearing your stories about your experiences being new to the game. Factorio is a game where you constantly learn new things and strategies, so what you're doing the first time won't be what you do in the future. But that's a time that we can never go back. So the community is one of the most generous and kind groups on Reddit, so keep sharing your stories. So basically, yeah, I agree. I love seeing people post their starter bases and first creations and stuff. And even asking for like critique. It's really great. And the Factorio community is fantastic about that as well. About helping and answering and being kind about that for the most part. Sesame Street Spidertron's ready for action. Sesame Street, nice. I named them Grover, Elmo, Oscar, Big Bird, and Mr. Snuffleupagus. I know the name, I just can't pronounce it. Snuffleupagus, yeah. Snufflepatron. Oh, I like it. Today, with some help from YouTubers and at around 720 hours in, I joined the 2% of players who have discovered there is no spoon. Nice. 5 hours and 15 minutes. That's pretty good, man. Like, for a non-speedrunner, that's pretty good. It's probably better than I could do after many tries, so congrats. When you homies realize just how much steel 1,000 science packs per minute require. Yes, it's a lot. Factory said it's total gridlock due to insufficient steel production. Is this what a trigger word feels like? Old steel producer cannot even begin to keep up with the demand. I'm building a sleek new modern one on a much larger smelter source. About half of all of our iron plates melted needs to go to steel. Is that so? Yeah, check the factory planner cookbook. Sure, now it's my fault for not checking the critical, easily digestible, absolutely vital information that you've linked me to something like twice a day for the last month. Yes. I'd say never let steel eat your existing iron plate production. Yes. So this is... I can't agree with this enough. All the mega bases I've made and participated in, we never, or I never, like made iron and then sent the iron plate to steel. First off, that's like not, that's very inefficient, like train wise, because that's much more trains. But also, yes, definitely like bring ore into a location, make the iron, and then make the steel directly from the iron in the same location that you brought the ore into, if that makes sense. It's just much better all the way around. Yes, generally. But obviously, you can play however you like. 2 fully compressed lanes from one side of a train car. This is very complicated, but I like it. I like the fish, too. An extension of the splitter trick is that if you set input priority on the side the inserter drops to, so here, inserter swing takes 37 ticks instead of 38. This design uses only one splitter, 1 extra chest per belt. Ooh, it's kind of funky looking though. Fully developed the idea to unload 7,005 items a minute from each side of the wagon, which is the same as the maximum known loading rate. Until somebody figures out how to get fast on 37 tick inserter swings, that's state of the art. Interesting. Similar but slightly smaller on the bottom. Nice. That does take quite a bit of room though. Happy new gear to everyone. Best wishes for you all and all your factories. Happy New Year. You need more iron plates. Yes, that's our New Year's resolution, right? Is more iron. My first presentable base, the Hive. 1k science per minute, LTN loaders, merge chests after years of on and off, playing 470 hours. Holy moly. Dude, this is nuts. I want to say this is nuclear, I think. This is really cool. Yikes. It's crazy big. This is pretty crazy, guys. Oh my goodness. That is ridiculous. Oh yeah, we can get a better look at it here, I think, or not. Hello? Nope, okay. We'll just see what happens there. Hexagon is the bestagon. Oh, I was like, why is it white? That's the steam. That's so cool. You can see, look at the sheer scale of this, guys. Like, this is nuts. When you kind of realize, I mean, it's still really hard to see, but when you realize how big each of these builds is in like reality, and then this is gigantic. This is huge. This is crazy. 171 trains. They use really small trains. Wow, that's super cool. First base. My brain is starting to hurt. Am I doing this right? I mean. Define right. Again, I'm mostly joking. This is definitely like absolutely not worse than my first base. I did a base tour of my first base. If you haven't seen it, it was really bad. But yeah, there's not really necessarily a wrong way. There's a less efficient or more efficient way, but that's not necessarily right and wrong. I think you're on the right track for sure. You're making red and green science at a fairly decent rate, it looks like. If it works, it's a solution. Every solution of your own is better than any solution that you copy from someone else. That is a really cool perspective. Yeah, I think coming up with your own solutions is really nice if you can. Obviously, if you get stuck, you know, definitely try to seek some help. But modified screenshots, I love this, by the way, on this other post. I'll get back to what I was saying in a second. I mean, geez, look at this space. Holy moly. But yeah, so what I was saying before is that, like, that's why I have people ask me, like, why don't you use a blueprint for any of your builds? Or, like, why don't you... Well, I have started kind of importing blueprints for a hub, a mall, whatever you want to call it. Because I hate building them. But, like, for all my science builds, all my smelter builds, everything, I don't use a blueprint. Like, I'll make it, and then if it's like a smelter, I'll blueprint what I made in the game and then use it in that same game. But like, I don't just have a gigantic library and book of blueprints that I just use every single game. The only exception being my train track designs. And it's because I just like coming up with new solutions on the spot. It keeps my brain going. I find that more fun personally than pacing down a blueprint and just filling it in. I find that fun at all. Like even remotely. It's easier, but it's not very fun to me. So I I just much prefer to just make my own designs. So just thought I do agree with that statement for the most part. But yeah, there we go, guys. That's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I do hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I believe that should do it for this week. If you did enjoy it, a like is much appreciated, as always. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to keep up with the content. Please leave your thoughts below. I do really enjoy reading them, even if I can't respond to all of them. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.